But like you said, Matt, I think that's something you can learn not to do.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? It's
can be
not like you can be taught like just don't do it. You know, if you
Just don't do it.
well, no,
Mike Taylor over there. Just don't do it.
Yeah, I'm the new Birmingham City goalkeeping coach. Just don't do it. No, but if he is taught that, you know, if in doubt, you know, if instead of like pushing it forward, just push it out. You know, go and push it out, not in the goal, over the post and over the crossbar as well.
So welcome back to BCFC Royal Blue, and it looks like the summer transfer window is finally underway. Now, we know that we've signed Neumann from January on a pre-contract agreement, and we've also confirmed Taylor Gardner-Hickman and also Stamsted from last season as well. But we've got James Beadle over the line on a year loan, and you might know him from Sheffield Wednesday last year, so he's got 2 years of championship experience under his belt. So, Dad, what do you think James Beadle brings to Birmingham City?
Well, just to clarify, so he's from Brighton. He was on loan at Sheffield Wednesday from Brighton. I think he was with them for a season and a half. But he's got good championship experience, hasn't he? Yeah. Now, this took me by surprise because he wasn't really on the radar. I know that we've been linked or speculated with Mark Travers as a goalkeeper. And that's obviously this came sort of a little bit out of the blue, really, didn't it? But we did know that we were going to strengthen the goalkeeping department. And, you know, this chap, from what I saw last season in the Championship, you know, he's got that good level of experience now. So I think he's going to be a good signing. Now, there's going to be this discussion, I presume, between Blues fans and everybody else about whether he'll be number 1 or number 2. I think he'll come in as a number 2 to start with. And I think that Allsop, I'm guessing that Allsop will still be the number 1. But you never know, do you? Because Chris Davies surprised us at the beginning of last season when he started Bailey Peacock-Farrell at number 1 for quite a number of games.
Yeah, I think he soon realised that was a bit of a mistake. No disrespect to Bailey Peacock-Farrell there, but it was clear that Allsop was the better keeper, wasn't he, over the course of the season. His distribution, the way he fit into the Blues team, the way he fit into Chris Davies' style of football, Allsop just became that number 1. And once he got cemented in there, it fit like a glove, didn't it? No pun intended. He did a really, really good job. But looking at Beadle, there's 3 things I like. I like his age. He's 20.
Yeah.
I like his experience. He's got championship experience at that age, which is brilliant. And also, he's good at distribution. So when we talk about Chris Davies, we talk about Birmingham City style of football, it looks like he will fit and adapt into that quite nicely. But just to add to the experience, he's also an England under-21 international as well. Yeah. So again, at 20 years old, Dad, to have good championship experience, international experience at the under-21 level, even if he is coming in as a backup to Allsop, again, we can have that conversation a little bit later in the podcast. I can't see many negatives to this from a loan transfer.
No, and as I say, I can go by watching him or remembering watching him in a few games last season on the TV for Sheffield Wednesday, and he looked like a decent keeper. I mean, you said his height. I mean, he's 2 meters high, so that's 6'7". So he's a very, very tall keeper.
6'7", really?
6'7", yeah. And the only thing that I sort of noticed just by looking at him, he does appear to be a little bit skinny for a goalkeeper. Not that that's going to be such a bad thing, but somebody posted on X earlier today when this was starting to break that we are obviously going to get Beadle. Somebody posted that it doesn't really matter what goalkeeper. There'll just be no goalkeeper for Blues. You're going to have any work to do anyway with Neumann and Clara in front of him, which is quite obviously tongue in cheek. But to me, we do need that strength in depth, and we was always worried last season when Allsop got injured. This guy sort of seems to fit the bill. I say he does come in with his championship experience as well, which is really, really important.
At 20 as well.
Yeah, well, he's 21 in July, so by the time the season's actually will be 21. It's a great age for a goalkeeper.
It's a great age.
And like you mentioned, Matt, he's played at every level for England. So just a bit of a history of his previous transfers. He's never sort of signed for anybody permanently. But after he's joined Brighton, he's basically been sent on loan a few times. So he started off at Charlton, actually, in their youth team, and eventually went to Brighton. Brighton bought him, and then they loaned him straight out to Crewe in 2023. Then the following season, they loaned him out to Oxford, and then the following season, Sheffield Wednesday, and we know that he went back there. So I think he went in January in the first year, and then he went for the full season afterwards. So he's had a lot of loan experience for different clubs at different levels. But I think the Sheffield Wednesday experience is what's going to stand him in good stead for next season.
So I said earlier, 2 years experience. It's actually close to 18 months sort of experience in the Championship. But that would
yeah. So in the Championship, he's played how many games? He's played 57 games in the Championship.
He played 38 last season alone for Sheffield Wednesday, so that's good.
Yeah, did play 38 last season. actually. Let's have a quick look. I've got that stats. I've got he did 38 appearances.
The fact checker testing these, checking the stats. I like it.
I was just checking because I know that he had like a little phase of games in the Sheffield Wednesday team where he wasn't in the team. So but that must have been including cups and all of the competitions as well. But he's played 57 games in the Championship. He's conceded 83 goals and kept 17 clean sheets. In League One, so we're talking about the times when he's playing for Oxford and possibly Charlton, he's played 25 games, conceded 29 goals and kept 7 clean sheets. And in League Two, he's played 9 games, 11 goals conceded and 3 clean sheets. You've got to bear in mind as well that he would have been under a lot of pressure last season because Sheffield Wednesday they weren't as bad as they were the previous season because they really struggled and only just about sort of got that good run at the end of the season that kept them up. So last season was a better season for them, but they still weren't fantastic as well. So last season for Sheffield Wednesday, as you said, Matt, he made 38 appearances last season, conceded 59 goals and had 9 clean sheets. He was in the starting 11 83% of the time, so he was first choice for Sheffield Wednesday. So clearly, Danny Rowell, the Sheffield Wednesday manager, clearly trusted him.
Yeah, I saw quite a pleasant conversation on social media today. I mean, I saw your comment as well, Dad, about who cares whether he's good or not because Neumann and Clara's no one is going to get past them anyway. That really made me laugh. But actually, there was a decent conversation between some Blues fans and some Sheffield Wednesday fans. And now Sheffield Wednesday fans were saying he's a good keeper. It just looked like his confidence got a little bit knocked towards the back end of the season. But they acknowledged that was because of their own football and their own problems at the back, you know, conceding goals. And a goalkeeper is a confidence position, isn't it? If you're leaking goals left, right and centre, your confidence goes through the floor and it can really leak out then into future performances. You really start to doubt yourself, don't you? I mean, me personally, I'd hate to be a goalkeeper.
Worst position.
It's one of those things, isn't it? Because, again, if we're going to call it that, if Stansfield misses something or Keshe Anderson misses something, you know, we feel disappointed, but you move on quite quickly. If a goalkeeper makes a mistake, they live with it for ages, don't they?
Yeah.
And they really do. So, sorry, just going back to my initial point, they said he was lacking a little bit of confidence towards the end of the season. And apparently he did get dropped around March time. I think that's why his appearances went from 38, and obviously it would have been 44, wouldn't it? You know, over 46 over the course of the season, but there was a few matches lost there in the Championship. I think that was just because of... again, maybe a confidence issue towards the end of the season. However, they rate him as a good keeper. Again, the Sheffield Wednesday fans that were commenting on X. 1 point for improvement that they said was they wish that he parried away from his own goal and not into dangerous positions. But they think that's going to come with age and experience. So basically what he's been doing for Sheffield Wednesday is when he parries it, he's sometimes been giving goal scoring opportunities away instead of putting it into safety. And again, that's really only the couple of bits of feedback that they've mentioned, which to me, that sounds like stuff he's going to improve on with age and experience as he comes through anyway. So overall, the consensus for what I got was that he's a good keeper, was lacking a little bit of confidence, and they just wished he parried to safety as opposed to sometimes giving a few goal-scoring opportunities away. But overall, good keeper.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've read as well. So the research I've done on him is, his strengths are he's a good shot stopper, highly regarded. And don't forget, you've got to remember, he's only 21 at the start of the season, so he's still a young goalkeeper. As you mentioned, which I think is really important for our team, which I'm guessing this is why we've got him, one of his biggest strengths is distribution. He can play the style of football that we want, that we play, so that's good as well. His height is a big advantage as well. I think with his height as well, you know, he'll probably learn with age and with experience and with more confidence to actually catch the ball.
Yeah.
You know, rather than sort of, I think parrying it out is normally when it's just as a safety measure, isn't it? But as you pointed out, Matt, if you're going to parry the ball out, it's got to be out of danger.
You've got to be confident as well to parry it, because you've really got to smash that ball good distance to get it to safety, haven't you?
But he's got the height though. I mean, if you're 6'7" already, imagine if he jumps. I mean, what?
I mean, a 6'7", that's a crossbar with arm and legs, isn't it? That's huge.
Yeah, crossbar with arms and legs.
If you think about a penalty, all he's got to do is kind of like jump straight in a line. He's got half a chance of saving it at that height. That really is
big advantage, isn't it?
It is huge.
Something else that I've picked up again, which I like, of one of his strengths is his mental strength as well, because you know he does, like all goalkeepers, be prone to the odd mistake, but he doesn't really let it knock his confidence. You know, his mental strength is quite strong in terms of he'll carry on a game and he will try and just put that out of his mind. So that's something. And also,
you have to as a keeper. You've got no hiding place. But while you're giving positives, Dad, I have got one more, and that's apparently, again, I've not seen this because we're not Sheffield Wednesday fans or Brighton fans or any of the recent loans he's had. But I have seen him in goal for Sheffield Wednesday, to be fair, and he does look decent. But apparently he's very good at for his age at 20. Commanding the box.
Yeah.
And again, if we are going to use Bailey Peacock-Farrell, we've seen a lot of goals last season, Bolton away. There was a couple, Peterborough at home, maybe from the corner. Just no commanding presence in the middle of the box. And apparently he's very good at shouting, commanding, and coming and claiming from set pieces. So again, very positive attributes for a goalkeeper. There's nothing better for me, Dad, when you're defending a corner. You know, when your keeper's rollicking everyone.
Yeah.
In a way to say, get organised, Mark, come here. I want someone on the front post, back post. You know, that to me for set pieces is absolutely crucial. So if he's got that in the can, I think that's a really good attribute as well.
Yeah, and he's 21, and you know he's 21 when season starts. July the 16th, his birthday. I do my research, but he's the type of player that, you know, that he's going to have like people in front of him. They're going to be experienced, aren't they? So he's going to have the likes of Clara, Neumann, you know, and more experienced players. But because he's already experienced in the Championship, that's not going to faze him.
No,
I think the more he will get to be part of the team, the more he'll become familiar with them and how they work together. There are some inconsistencies, though, as you've mentioned, in his play. You know, he can have bouts of inconsistency, but then that's typical of every goalkeeper. And sometimes. You mentioned his parrying. That's in my research as well. I think that's a big thing, isn't it? I think, but like you said, Matt, I think that's something you can learn not to do.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? It's not like you can be taught like just don't do it. You know, if you
just don't do it.
Well, no,
Mike Taylor over there. Just don't do it.
Yeah, I'm the new Birmingham City goalkeeping coach. Just don't do it. No, but if he is taught that, you know, if in doubt, you know, if instead of like pushing it forward, just push it out. You know, go and push it out, not in the goal, over the post and over the crossbar as well.
But that comes with training and experience, and I know he's got a decent amount of experience in the Championship, but he's 20, 21. That will come even better with age.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things come better with age.
Yeah. And something else as a weakness, Matt, as well, which I've mentioned as well, is physicality. You know, I think you look at him, he's quite, because he's tall, he's pretty skinny as well. And I think for a goalkeeper, you'd want somebody with a little bit more stature or meat on him. But that'll come with age as well. And I'm sure that he'll be built up, and obviously with more muscle and all that type of thing. But ultimately, he's still got that experience to fall back on that he's already got.
Well, if he's 6'7", he doesn't even need physicality. He just puts his hands over the opponent's, it sounds like a boxing match, over, you know, just up in the air. But yeah, no, you're right. I think, that again, that physicality, it comes with age, don't it? You know, when we saw Jordan James, when he first came out, he looked like a boy, and then when he left, he had that physique about him, didn't he? It just comes with age. That when they get on the training pitch and start lifting some weights, they'll get that physicality behind them.
Yeah, and I think, you know, with him, you know, I think from what I've seen, he's shown that he can, you know, play a really, really important part in I would say a struggling Sheffield Wednesday team. You know, I think they've got their own problems, and you know,
it's not like this, but they haven't paid their wages again, have they?
Yeah, chance series. There's a lot. Yeah, they're
in serious trouble. They're going to get in serious trouble.
Well, they've been charged by the EFL, but I mean, basically they're in a team that haven't really sort of reinforced the team for a number of years. So teams like that are going to have a lot of pressure. So he's going to have had a lot of shots to save.
Exactly.
So to concede that amount of goals with within that team, it's not such a real benchmark, is it, as well? So all in all, for me, I mean, it did take me by surprise, but we've known that we've needed a goalkeeper, and now we've got one, and I think he'll come in with an attitude of, well, I've been first choice in the Championship for Sheffield Wednesday, why can't I be first choice for Birmingham City? Yeah. And I think that's good. I think you want an attitude of both goalkeepers where they both want to be number one.
He's came in to keep him on his toes and to have that battle to see who can get into number one.
Yeah, and I think that if he comes in and plays well and deserves to keep the shirt, he'll keep the shirt. And I think that's what you want, all over the pitch, particularly in goalkeepers, don't you?
Absolutely.
And so the question for you then, what do you think this means for Bailey Peacock-Farrell?
I think we've all known as a fan base, Dad, since sort of when Allsop came in, there wasn't a future for Bailey Peacock-Farrell at this club. We all knew it, and again, we don't like jumping on bandwagons or criticising players. We totally get that, but just objectively, he wasn't to the standard that we wanted or expected, were we? But I think it's safe to say he couldn't cut it in League One. He certainly wasn't going to cut it in the Championship. So I'm glad Beadles came in for that experience. But I think Bailey Peacock-Farrell will either be sold, if there's no buyers, he could be loaned out. Yeah,
that's my question, really. Sold or loaned out.
Yeah. I don't think he'll be in the starting 11 or even a backup keeper now, especially with James Beadle.
I sort of have to agree with that as well. That means that Bradley Mayo will potentially be maybe sent out on loan, maybe.
How old's Bradley Mayo?
He's still young, isn't he? So I think he's 20, 21.
Because we talk about Bradley Mayo being really young, but James Beadle's 2021, and he's had an 18 months worth of experience. At what point do they go from being young to?
I don't think it is that. Is it? It's not that. Is it? Because obviously, as you said, James Beadle was 20 playing in the Championship last season for Sheffield Wednesday, 19 when he first came to them the season before, and he proved to be good enough. I don't think it's that. I think it's but we do that, don't we? We label players by age, but actually, if they're good enough, it doesn't matter how old they are.
And that's the point. But what point do we say that Bradley Mayo possibly isn't quite cutting the mustard? Because what is he going to be 30, and then we suddenly go, oh, he's
Well, it's a wake up call for him, isn't it? Because if you think, well, I've got a 20-year-old goalkeeper coming into the first team. What am I doing? So
agreed,
therefore, it's an incentive for him as well.
That's kind of the point I'm getting at. Is that I think bringing in a younger keeper, especially with the experience he has, makes everyone raise their game. So surely it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, but overall, as I say, it's good to get another goalkeeper through the door. Obviously we'll make our mind up when we see him, but he'll get our full support as all new players do. And we just welcome him to the club. So welcome James, and look forward to seeing you in a blue shirt.
Yeah, absolutely, Dad. But as always, Birmingham City supporters, we would love to hear from you. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you like this video specifically, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and check us out on our social media channels. We have an X page, we have an Instagram page, and we're also over on Spotify, so you can listen and watch us over there as well. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and press that bell notification so you get notified every time we post. And myself and Dad will see you on the next one, all about Birmingham City.